Hello everyone. Today I'm sharing with you, can I design my own store if I don't know design? This is a very frequently asked question, but often asked in the wrong direction. Many people are really asking, I don't know Photoshop, color matching, or layout. Does that mean I'm destined to fail at store design? But honestly, store design isn't as much about design skills as you might think. What truly determines whether you can design a successful store is your understanding of your business. First, the conclusion. You absolutely can design your own store if you don't know design. In fact, at many stages, you should do it yourself. Because in the early stages of e-commerce, the core task of store design isn't doing design, but rather clearly explaining your product and its logic. If you yourself can't clearly explain, what do you sell? Which product are you promoting? What are their advantages? Then, even with the most professional designer, the page will only be good-looking but not convertible. Poor store design is often not a design problem, but a problem with business logic. 2. Why do many people who don't understand design manage to create decent stores? This is counterintuitive, but very real. Many sellers without design knowledge focus on whether users can understand it, whether key points are overlooked, whether the process is smooth rather than whether this image is pretty, whether this style is trendy, whether the visuals are sophisticated enough. The result is, the page may not be flashy, but the information is clear, users can easily navigate it, and are more likely to place an order. From a conversion perspective, this simple design is actually safer. 3. What truly differentiates us is not designability, but design judgment. Many store design failures are not due to a lack of graphic design skills. Instead, they made these mistakes, trying to include everything. Considering every element is important, the page becomes increasingly cluttered. The final result is, the focus is overwhelmed. Users don't know what to look at first. The page looks well made, but lacks direction. Insufficient design skills aren't terrible. Insufficient judgment is the biggest risk in page design. IV. Platform templates and components are designed for people who don't understand design. Many people underestimate the value of platform tools. The official templates and modular components provided by Taobao aren't meant to create amazing effects, but rather to help you avoid basic mistakes. Limit over-design. Ensure the page meets minimum usability standards. For those who don't understand design, this is actually an advantage. You only need to do 3 things. Choose a template with a clear structure, replace the images and text with your own, adjust the module order logically. A page created this way already surpasses many haphazardly designed shops. V. When does not understanding design really become a problem? It needs to be clear. Not understanding design is not a problem forever. When you reach these stages, start brand differentiation, multi-platform simultaneous operation activity frequency significantly increases. What you need is no longer just usable pages, but unified style, stable pace, long-term maintainability. At this stage, design is no longer a one-off task, but a long-term skill. Continuing to handle everything yourself at this point will actually slow down overall efficiency. 6. What many people get stuck on is reluctance to let go. A common situation is, initially you do a decent job yourself. Later, more and more work comes in, but you're still reluctant to delegate to professionals. The result is, pages become increasingly messy with each revision. The pace slows down. Design becomes a drag on everything. This isn't a skill issue, but rather a failure to adapt to the new stage. Each stage has its most suitable approach. 7. A practical piece of advice for sellers who don't understand design. When you don't understand design, don't try to pretend to be a professional. What you should be doing is clearly explain the key points. Straighten out the process. Reduce distractions. Once design truly becomes a high-frequency, essential need. Upgrade your approach, then it will be more stable and cost-effective. In short, not understanding design doesn't prevent you from decorating your shop well. What truly limits you is never technical skills, but whether you understand what you're selling and who you're selling to. Once you understand your business, decorating becomes simpler,